Welcome back, and today we have the Kyrie Infinity. This is going to be the Man Machine colorway, and I'm very excited to bring you this shoe because the Kyrie line is a line that I truly love. It's a line that I use daily when I go play basketball. So let's get into some of the details of this shoe. To begin, I do want to say I do love the color design of this shoe with the white for the majority of the shoe, but also it has some darker colors and this bright red that makes the shoe really pop. We can see it right here on the tongue, and also on the front of the tongue we can see that it has some red and black dots, and we turn around, we're gonna have that Kyrie logo in that bright red as well. Also, I do like how this looks with the lines. I'll give you a close-up so you can see it. Yeah, that red really stands out. Also, I do want to mention that with the dark colors that we see, like for example these straps, these are going to be straps that provide support and lockdown. I mean, I love how it has that reflective aspect to it. You can see that it looks blue sometimes, or you can get a little bit of red and yellows in there as well. It just depends with the type of light that's hitting it and the angle. But that looks really sick in my opinion all throughout the shoe. Also, talking about a little bit more about these straps. So I think these straps are a big improvement from the previous model, because we have right here the shoe that I currently bought in. I love this shoe. I mean, it's the best shoe that I bought in a long time, and I do like the straps that this shoe has, right? But when you look at this shoe, I mean, the lockdown of this shoe is a lot better, because these straps right here, as you can tell, they extend all throughout the back, and that when you tighten up the shoe, it is going to hold that ankle a lot better and secure in that area. But also it has these straps that you can see that they continue on the front, and that's going to hold the secureness of that forefoot. Okay, so in my opinion, when you put this shoe on, you do get incredible lockdown. And there you go. And these straps are going to work with the lacing system to provide you a nice secure setup when you're lacing these bad boys up. Also, an aspect I want to talk about this shoe that is an improvement from the 7 is the cushioning right here for the collar and the ankle area. You get a lot more cushioning. Just look at that. Like the cushioning on the side is a lot better than the 7s. And you get that heel clip, that internal counter inside the shoe. I mean, I love the feel of having that in there. Like, I love that in a basketball shoe. So you get all that. And you can see right here for the 7s that it does have that medium thickness and that counter as well. But right here inside, it's not going to be as cushioned as in this one. This one, you get more cushioning, and I do love that. Plus, if we take a look at the tongue, it's also going to be a very cushioned tongue. So for the back of the shoe, I feel you're not going to have any problems. As far as when I put this shoe on, it felt very great in that area. So I wanted to point that out. And then we look at the materials also. I mean, you get a nice leather. Take a look at that. You get leather right here. For the previous model, you got a lot of this mesh textile all throughout, which I do love. I do like it. But now, I mean, you're getting like this premium look for the back, especially in this colorway. And then you get this textile right here, this mesh textile, which is transparent. You can see that. But it's going to allow for a lot of breathability in front of this shoe. So the breathability is going to be great from this area moving down. And we're going to do the light test so you can see that. Now for sizing, like the majority of Kyries, they're going to be very snug. So I recommend that you get a half size up, especially if you're a wide footer. And like me, my foot is more like a rectangle, so it kind of sucks for me on lots of occasions. So for me, I had to go a full size up, so I wouldn't have any pain in this area. But yeah, definitely, if you have a very narrow foot, I mean, just go through the size. You're going to get that snug feel in this shoe. And if you're wide, or like me, very wide in your foot, make sure you go half size up to a full size up. Now we move to the bottom portion of the shoe. It's going to be a Photon midsole. That's going to feel great on your feet. I felt that this shoe had great ground feel. And the reason for that is because this shoe is going to have a little bit less foam than other shoes, especially because it's going to have two air units, one in the back and one in the front. The front is going to be that Zoom Strobel, and the back is going to be that Zoom Air. And these two units, because they're in the shoe, they're going to make it a little bit more elevated. That's why they have to make the foam a little bit less in order to maintain that ground feel. And I think it's very good because you do get that return energy in this shoe. I feel it in my style of play. I love to be aggressive and do a lot of stops and goes and do a lot of footwork and ball dribbling, especially because I play more like a guard. So this shoe is going to tailor to all that. And like all the Kyries, don't use them for jumping up really high and having those hard landings, okay? The Kyries are mainly designed to stay low to the ground and do a lot of footwork and crossovers. So if that's your style of play, you're going to love this shoe. I also wanted to mention that the side of the shoe, if we take a look, the previous model had these large side bumpers, and I love that for toe drags, okay? Especially on this side, look on the inside. Look how thick that is, okay? Now this one is going to have a different variation. It's going to have, we turn it this way, you can see like these wings sticking out. And that's going to defend from those toe drags. Also on the inside, I love when you see the traction climbing on the side of the shoe. So you have that protection, so I'm not worried about the shoe like not being protected in those areas. But one thing I wanted to point out is that we put both these shoes right next to each other and we move the table a little bit. You can see how this shoe has a little bit more swivel to it. You can just notice that. You see that? Okay. And when you put the shoe on, you are going to feel like the inside of the shoe, especially in this area, you have like that swivel movement to it. And trust me, like this shoe is made to go fast. That's why it has, I feel, that detail, because I mean you can pivot more and be ready to transfer the energy and go fast. And I felt, man, it's going to be great playing in this. Now we take a look at the traction. That's the only thing I'm going to say, that I prefer, this is my personal preference, I prefer this type of traction when it's heavy and the traction is sticking out like this. But I also play, I only use my Kyries indoors, so this type of traction I feel works very good indoors when it's nice and thick and heavy and has these thick ridges. But this traction is still going to be good because it is very busy, okay? And I can tell that it also has a good thickness to it. So I will give this, just by my initial impression, like I would give this one a 10 because I love this traction, and I would give this one a 9.5. So it's still up there, okay? And there you go. These were the Kyrie Infinity / the Kyrie 8. Very comfortable shoe. Has a lot of good details about this shoe. We mentioned it has the ankle support, the locking system with the straps. Also, it has, again, these wide bumpers, and you're going to get a lot of energy return and rebound in this shoe because of the air units. With that said, this was the Man Machine colorway, and right now this shoe is going for 109 USD. So that's going to be a great price. Make sure you check them out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.